there was one client, same client taught me a valuable lesson, and he didn't speak. I had really nice cars, and about 2 years ago, I bought them for write-offs, and this guy, very affluent, in the B's, billionaires, he sees that I pull up in the car. There's an S6, and he's like, oh, great, blah, blah, blah. So he's like, I'm going to come to you next time. And I thought that was weird. And he comes to me, and he's like, meet me outside. And he pulls up in I can't say the car, but it's not like, it's a nice car, but it's not like a nice car. It's a regular car.
Mm-hmm.
Like think of like Toyota.
The Camry, nicest Toyota?
Like a Camry.
Mm-hmm.
Not even the nicest. Not even the nicest. It's clean.
Mm-hmm.
And in that moment, I'm like, this guy can afford to buy any car he wants. And this is what he pulls up in. What the hell am I doing driving this stupid ass car?
Right.
Like, why? What's the point,
It's the same reason you'll see billionaires wearing khakis and plain t-shirts.
Yep.
I mean, does it come to that point as well, though? It's also, it could be a nice car, could be used as a selling point, just in case like you're selling real estate or something and you're new.
But if you're talking about somebody who's a
no, I'm talking about a person who's in the lower tier, not a billionaire. Because if I had a billion,
yeah, but you're giving off of like I don't know.
It could be, but then you're lying, and lies always catch up to you.
Yep.
So if you're using this car and you pull up in a hoopty and I pull up in a Mercedes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're both selling to the guy, but the house. And you studied the person that's buying it. You're like, hey man, I know you like single floors. This is great. Look, you can have an office here and all this here. And I just pull up in my Mercedes. I'm like, yeah, I'll show you the house. Yeah, there's the living room, blah, blah, blah. But you're personalize it to that person. You're going to sell it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not.
So you should be that luxury car.
Yeah, not the car.
Instead of the car itself.
Exactly.
But what if
you should have...
But what if all the components act together in harmony? Meaning,
then you go to another level.
Yeah, see what I mean? Like, yeah. I think just having it instead of one thing, you grab all things off the table.
I'll put it to you this way, right? If you're not in that level yet, you're working up to it. Don't lie. Just be honest about it.
Mm-hmm.
But when you have a certain amount of success, are you gonna park your car in a neighborhood where you feel like they'll steal it? If you can afford to live in a neighborhood where they won't steal your car?
Yep.
You're not going to if you have kids and you have the means to put them in a better school, no matter how much it costs, you're going to put them in that better school because you have the means. So when you're on that another level, you can afford that Mercedes the same way that is the hoopty for the other person that's building it, right? Because then the money of the Mercedes becomes irrelevant. You're doing it, and I'm not saying that you have to drive a nice car.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Now your hoopty will look nice on the outside and on the inside, and it doesn't matter because you paid it off and you're letting your success speak for you, right? But you're buying that car, and it's like it doesn't matter how much it costs because you're buying it relevant to your income. So even if it's like whatever amount it is, you're not, oh man, I gotta pay my car note. It's like, oh, let me pay 2 months, let me pay 3 months, or let me pay in advance. It's not hurting you financially, right?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? That's when you should buy the car.
A real baller paid off cash.
Yeah.
A lot of people, the reason that they paid off cash is one, they can negotiate, and two, it's a business expense.
Yeah, real baller uses it
for work.
Buys a lease, gets the lease off their business because their business makes so much money.
So the real baller, the real business person will not buy the car because you can't write it off. You can only write off what it devalues. For example, if you buy a car for $50,000 and next year's worth $45,000, you can only write off $5,000. Sorry, but if it's a lease and it's say $1,000 a month, for easy math, you are writing off $12,000.
Yep.
Oh wow, per year.
Plus, everything else that goes along with it.
I feel like we're always learning something new, bro. I didn't know that.
Because just kidding, films. I watched like a thing on them, and they were explaining like how their accounting was like, yo, you got to spend money because you're gonna get taxed, and they're like, oh, okay, well.
So they bought everybody Teslas.
Yeah, they were buying like giving people all their employees bonuses and taking them on vacations, and they're like, you got to spend more, and they're like, okay, well, we're gonna get our dream cars.
Exactly. That's why I bought the cars. My accountant said you're gonna get taxed really high this year, and I was like, okay, what can I do? And they're like, just buy something stupid. This is what she told me, and I was like, what's stupid? She's like, just buy some really nice cars, and I'm like, don't think that's a good idea. She's like, either pay yourself that money or you pay it to Uncle Sam. I was like,
what about donations? Aren't those tax free?
To a certain amount, right?
To a certain amount.
Oh, that's right. Same
Like
way you can only contribute a certain amount to your Roth IRA.
So obviously you should exhaust those options first.
Yeah.
Before committing yourself to that, monthly payment and stuff like that. So
that's a whole nother discussion, man.
Yeah, it could go on for